We made it to Sequim. Oh my goodness. We did it. Look at that. There's some mountains out there in the distance. Beautiful mountains. And this is this great neighborhood here in Sequim that all these amazing houses get to look over. There's Miss Tiny House Concierge and the Tiny House of Peace. 2,600 miles from Boulder, Colorado to Sequim, Washington. We did it. And now we have a little bit of a challenge. Now it's all about setting. So we did the driving, and yesterday was a little cray-cray. We got to a point where we didn't take a left turn because we thought it would be more challenging. Actually, I'm gonna have Eric tell the story with me. Hey, love.
What story?
Okay, so yesterday,
Here's
the camera right here.
Yesterday?
As we were driving out of the Fred Meyer gas station, we got fuel.
Oh, yeah.
We took a right, not a left.
Yeah, because, right turns are easier than left turns. You have to cross one traffic rather than two.
Right.
Yeah, not the smartest decision. We go over and we're like, the Google, which doesn't know our height, it kind of assumes you're a regular passenger car. Speeds are also completely off. But we're going down, and then it goes underneath this railway, and this railways are. It had this height, and it had a height sign, and it was before I could see it. My vision isn't great, and Lindsay's is a little sharper, especially at long distance. And I'm seeing like 13 something. I couldn't make out the second number, how many inches, and it was 13.4.
And this is
and
13.6. So
Lindsay's on this phone call with a tiny home builder, and so I'm like, "What does that say?" So urgently and loud, and she's like on the phone. She's like, "I gotta go," so she hangs up.
I gotta go. Thankfully, there was a 4-lane road, so we pulled way over.
No, it was a wide 2-lane road.
Okay, a wide 2-lane road. We pulled way up on the side because we have a big truck. The trailer never really quite follows exactly the road path we were taking.
The front wheels of the truck were up in the dirt.
A lot of details. Basically, we avoided catastrophe.
Yeah.
I ended up calling a friend of mine, Alex with Pacific West. We were on the phone later on, and I was like, "What would happen?" He goes, "Well, first of all, your roof structure would just start peeling away, and then it would have been a mess down to not the destination of here's your beautifully delivered home. It would have been like, oh, sorry, we wrecked your home and now we need to replace it." That was not the story.
Nope,
and even
so we saw it in time.
a few minutes after that, I'm driving on the road and a car pulls up in front, puts on its brakes, and I'm slamming the brakes, and I got this giant heavy thing behind me. So the key thing that you touch is this thing I'm about to show you. Yes, there's the brake to the truck, but this is the brake to the actual trailer. So I slammed that on because we want to brake the pressure of the home pushing the truck. If I just use my brakes on the truck and I need to brake pretty quickly, the brakes on the truck are doing all of the braking. And this is heavier than this truck right now. So that was yesterday. Today is today. We finally made it and we're here. So we are going to deal with getting it over on the pad closer to the utilities and avoiding that tree, which is a plum tree, bringing abundant food, not at this time of year, but we're going to do our best to move it over. And now we're setting the home. So we drove the home safely here, and now we're setting the home. And here we go, and we'll show you in a little bit what it looks like to set the home, because then, and this is right next to a mobile home. We call it a mobile home. This was a double wide, probably built before 1976. So that is officially called a mobile home. If that was built 76 or after, it's called a HUD home, a manufactured home. Just to give you a little education, this is built to ANSI standards, to the RV park model standard. Actually, I take it back because I showed it yesterday. It's built to NFPA standard, which is an RV travel trailer, your pop-up trailers, your Airstream, fifth wheel, all those things. Those are built to NFPA 1192. So is this. and it's certified by RVIA. Whereas this is certified, if it's 76 or older, by HUD standards. So really understanding your standards is super important, because I just got off a call this morning with a gentleman that wanted to park in Arizona. His retirement years, had a very specific elevation due to health that he needed to be in. His price point was about $30,000, which totally fit a specific home coming out of Tennessee, the Incredibox, fully off-grid everything. However, when he called his local county regarding this plot of land, raw land, not home on it or anything, they said it's a requirement of 300 square feet, minimum size requirement. That has everything to do with the zoning, nothing to do with the building standard. But building standards have their own requirements for size requirements. So all that happened this morning inside that tiny house. And I don't like to say no to people. I don't like to crush dreams. But I didn't create the zoning laws. They created before I was born, and I'm 53. So I was born in 1970. Those zoning laws had already been put in place many decades before that. And that is the big work we need to do to make these tiny homes legal. And Alaska's got a unique thing here within the county that they're in. I forgot what county it's in. I know we're outside of Sequim. We're not in the city proper of Sequim. But they do allow a movable tiny home. And she's going to tell us more about all the kind of realities with regards to that. But in this video, we're just glad to be here and have made it 2,600 miles. And successfully, every RV park we called said yes to us parking a tiny home. And I think we went to 5 RV parks. The last one was in Portland, the Columbia River RV Park. Other ones, I would say I wouldn't really go back to, so I don't want to say their name. They were fine. It gave us a place to stay, but it wasn't really the kind of visual accommodation I prefer. Everyone's got their level of what they like in terms of to live. The gentleman that wanted to buy land, I did ask them if they wanted to live in an RV park. The dream was that they could buy land, put a tiny home on it, and live out their retirement years. Isn't that many people's dreams? Heck, that's millennial dreams. Forget retirement. Just to be on property and to be able to own your own home. And in the words of Mendocino County officials who said, who is it for us to tell you how big your home needs to be? If more officials could be saying that, we'd have a total changing reality for housing and affordable housing in the country. And part of what we do in the Go Tiny Academy is guide you through all of this stuff, because it is not a one slam dunk. He had his home dialed. He knew he was buying that home. And now he doesn't think he can buy that home because of the land. So your zoning laws, which have everything to do with the land, and your building standards have to talk to each other if you want it legal. If you don't want it legal, you go under the radar. This can't really be under the radar because it's in the middle of everything. That's what their preference is. So to go get it legalized is a key part. So what is your preference? Do you want to go under the radar or go legal with permits and all that great stuff so you don't have to worry about being told to leave? That's a big question. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment. Would love all the feedback, especially in the support. If you've got anything, constructive to say it with a nice tone, please. All right, bye everyone.